Welcome to a brand new live stream. Guys, if you watched one of my previous live streams, you would know that I purchased a bunch of stuff a few weeks ago. And I purchased a screen protector. I purchased, what else? I purchased a shaving kit and I purchased some glasses. Now, the glasses was not only anti-blue light, but also reading glasses. So I chose the reading glasses. I knew it was reading glasses, and I didn't expect it to be so nauseating. When I put it on, it makes me want to vomit. This one as well. Like if I put it on, it makes me want to vomit just because it's so big and there's so much of glare coming from the sides. But you know what? It is manageable. It's manageable. I'm sure I'll get used to it. It's way too big. But the reason why I purchased this is because of the stainless steel, what do you want to call it? Body. That's one way of calling it. Um, so I purchased it. It is weird to have this on. It's just the extra width of this. There's some glare coming over here, so it's like it's making it really, um, really difficult for me to see properly. But you know what? It's fine. It's really fine. It works well. It's really good anti-glare glasses, and it also came in this cute little box. Some reason this is all just jittery. Let me just open this up. So it comes with this little thing. I'm sure you guys can scan it. I never scanned the previous one. I don't know where this will take me. So it is a 40% blue light filter. It also comes with this, which is a cloth for your glasses. I have like three of those now. So, so many. Oh, by the way, the previous glasses, the reading glasses, I gave to my father for Father's Day. And to my surprise, he loves it because when it comes to reading glasses, you need to choose the right reading glasses, the perfect reading glasses. And when I purchased it, it looks just like mine, but I think silver. I don't know, or gold. I don't really know. I think this is gold. Regardless, it looked just like this, but reading glasses. And I gifted it to him on Sunday, and he just put it on. He said it's perfect. I was surprised because the magnification was just +1, and I didn't choose anything else. I just chose +1 because I expected it. I expected +1 to be like very simple, very basic, but it was really powerful for me. But for my father, it works well. So I had to buy myself another glasses. I don't want magnification in my glasses. Well, maybe I don't want a reading glasses. That's one way of putting it. I am farsighted or nearsighted. I don't know what one of those things I am, and it's been really ridiculous ever since I've been diagnosed by the optometrist. Because after that, after that, my entire viewing experience changed. Things I would see clear was now all blurry. So annoying. So okay, let's wipe my glasses. Okay, so wipe, wipe, wipe. Okay, kind of cool. Um, you can also use this for dusting. I use the old ones for dusting, um, like screens and stuff. It's pretty cool. So yeah, if you don't just want to dust your glasses, you can dust literally everything else. It's pretty cool cloth. It's not super fancy cloth. It's just awesome to have these types of small cloths lying around. There's so much of dust everywhere. If you have so much screens, like how I have like a TV screen right over there, you can use it for that, or you can use it for laptops, phones. You know, it's a quite diverse usage. Anyways, I also want to talk about something else. Let me give you an update on my finger. So, couple days ago, I showed you guys this. And in that video, I mentioned I had a bit of a dilemma. I swear I've seen this before on my finger. I swear I've had it before on my finger. But when I saw it on Saturday in the mirror, it seemed as if I've never had it before. Does that make any sense? And now I'm assuming that I possibly have false memory, that I'm projecting all of those moments in my past where I may have seen this is possibly just me making it up in my head now, false memory. Or it could be the opposite. It could be that I've had this all my life, and since I haven't seen it in years, clearly in years, obviously it makes me believe that I've never had it before. So this entire thing just could be a big false memory trip. Regardless, I have noticed on my body I have a bunch of these. A bunch of these. I have on my shoulder, but this is the darkest one. It's really dark. Like the room right now, the curtains are closed, and I'm sure clouds are blocking the sun, but this is really dark in a dark room. It's extremely dark. And when you look at it even closer, like just look at that um, even closer. Okay, I need to just be seated properly in order for this to work. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I keep bumping into things. Okay. So, look at that. It's not just, okay, there we go. So I have a bunch of those, and this is the darkest shade. The second darkest is either close to my close to my um, thigh, or well, I also have one on my thigh. I also have two on my shoulders. I noticed a bunch on my neck and my upper body for some reason. It's so bizarre. And I have one on my right shoulder that looks slightly dark. It's the second darkest, and yet um, it's a weird shape. I'm not sure if there's something in the middle, something white, or that just could be a sore. And when you read these things online, that says it could be melanoma. It's like there could be white spots that could be also indications of melanoma. These things are very annoying, extremely annoying. I don't want stuff like this. I just want to live my life. All I care about is living my life normal. Guys, after what I've been through last year, I don't want another problem. The mildest thing I ever want is a flu. I do not want any other types of problems in my body. So I feel so annoyed when I have stuff like this popping up, or maybe I'm just noticing it now. I really wish I took note of when I had these things. But when I was younger, I wasn't really caring about my body or what I have on them. So what I have on it. So I don't really have any kind of proper date of when I've actually seen these spots. But I have noticed some of them for a long time. Anyways, what else can I say? All right. I wish I can show you guys something, but um, we just have to talk about it instead, because why not? Why not? So there is this show that everybody loves. It's called The Boys. I have heard of this way back in the day, like 2019 or 2018. I can't remember. I think 2019. A lot of people were talking about this, and I was like, okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. And some people were just really, using it as memes, using these characters from the series as memes. And the thing is that a lot of people were a bit annoyed because the show had some political stuff. And some people would always say, well, they take shots at both sides, which, I mean, that is something to say. But then when you see more people make memes about this, especially now, what they will say is when they take jabs at the left, it's mostly like, oh, you virtue signal, like silly stuff, small stuff. But when they take jabs on the right, they have to literally make villains out of everyone. That's so annoying and ridiculous. But why are people surprised that this is a thing? Like, guys, we have been through this hundreds of times. I have seen this type of stuff so many times. You'll have a show that was never political come out, make some political stances, and it'll be pretty divisive for some people, right? Um, so many shows have to go the orange man bad route because that's the biggest thing they can actually do right now. They can only make fun of the orange man. They cannot make fun of anyone else. They can't villainize anyone else. They're obsessed with the orange man. I saw this interesting post on Reddit. Someone was talking about how they can't let go of making fun of the orange man, and this person was talking about the boys and just talking about everything else in general, how the last 8 years it's been nothing but orange man bad, orange man this, orange man that. And I can understand where he's coming from because for years we've seen the villainization of the orange man and his supporters. These people cannot make any other types of jokes, they cannot make any type of original villains because they are stuck with stuff like this. So it's hard for them to leap out of this hole that they have dug themselves into. But whose fault is it really? It's not Trump's fault for winning an election. It's their fault. It's the people who are writing the stuff who are responding, and they use their shows as a way to respond. The thing is, remember, guys, one thing I'll point out: many on the right don't want to participate in a culture war. Many on the left don't even know that they're in a culture war, even though they are actually winning a culture war. You know, um, because for them it's just like a normal thing, right? Just creating stuff based on their values, and apparently, um, apparently now it's like a big issue when you point it out. But the thing is, for years this type of stuff was going on. Only now more people are starting to notice because it's in your face. It's right in your face. Pre 2020, a lot of the stuff would be ignored by most people, especially the mainstream folk. And now it's everywhere. Everyone has to talk about it. Everyone cannot shut up about it because it's in your face. And a lot of shows actually helped, you know, uh, to make people believe more in this type of culture war stuff. And that's just the truth. A lot of these shows came out so focused on pushing politics that people were just so fed up about it, they started just saying, you know what, this is crazy, this is insane. You would never hear them talk about stuff like that. They will always go out of their way to never mention stuff like that, or they were clueless about stuff like this in the past, but now they have to be fully aware of it. It's something I don't really think they like to do, especially when Velma came out. A lot of people did not like talking about it because um, because it was a pretty political show, and since it was a show that not everyone liked, they had to just follow through and continue that, if that makes sense. Some of them had to talk about it because they just have to talk about it, but I feel like some of them did not want to speak about it. That's just my opinion. So when you get a lot of shows that have a lot of political stuff that take jabs mostly on the right, don't be surprised because this has been happening for years. It's now just in your face. Back in the day, it used to be so far away you wouldn't be able to see it. And now it's right in front of you, like right there. And you just have to look at it. You just have to see it for what it is. And the next question is, what are you going to do about it? Because you have constantly um, you have constant politics everywhere, and one solution is to actually even the playing field, and the second solution is to make a lot of escapist content, and that's like the best solution. For me, I think both are pretty cool solutions. Because look, if one side can make their political stuff, their political dramas and fiction, I think other sides can, all sides can, if this is how it's going to be. I don't want politics forced in gaming. I don't want politics forced in places that it doesn't fit in. But okay, do you think the culture war and the type of politics associated with it a considerable distraction from really important politics like economic policy? I don't really think so. I think it's just um, it cannot be a distraction because for me, I still see people talk about stuff like the economy and just like the large aspects of politics. But for regular people, they latch on to the culture war because it's something very relatable in some way. For example, um, let's just say let's just say they have their favorite show, and all of a sudden it goes political. They can easily latch onto it because they know what the show is about, and they can defend the show. They can talk about what's going on and stuff like that. And the culture war will continue, like even after like 70, 70, 80 years, it'll always continue. It's a never ending war. So yeah, I think there should be brand new content that focuses on politics rather than taking something that was never filled with real life politics and turn it into something that only a few people can like. I don't like that type of stuff. So yeah, I think a lot of people are surprised by the recent Boys season 4. I'm not surprised because they've been pretty woke. I've never trusted the show for some time. I've just heard a lot of people complain about it, and I was like, okay, I get where they're coming from when they say they make fun of both sides, but when I assume that, I always assume that they give like a small pinch to one side, and the other side they have to smack the other side. And that's just how it is. Honestly, best of luck to those who like the boys. But from what I've heard right now, even regular people who possibly would have agreed with the boys' politics are fed up with the boys. At least season 4. I think they botched season 4, so a lot of people, the regular audience, is just really upset with that. So I don't know. I don't know what's to come for if there will be a season 5. The funny thing is that I've heard that the comics, the boys' comics, is less political. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure on that. I can't really fact check that, but I don't think it's going to be that political compared to the show. Um, that's just my assumption on it. So yeah, what else can I talk about? I have no idea what else to talk about besides my spots. Um, oh yeah, let me just give you an update on my mouth abscess really quick. I forgot to give this update earlier. What happened was, so far, we have made an appointment for August to go to the oral surgeon and have a proper checkup on what's happening in my mouth. So I don't know when they'll actually do surgery or what type of surgery they will do because a regular root canal isn't going to cut it. You have to do something else because I have these abscesses that are over the tooth, and when you keep squeezing it, pus comes out, and sometimes it'll just form pus on its own. And when it forms pus, there's a bubble below the abscess, the two abscess, and this bubble, it inflates, it deflates, it continuously does that. It's really ridiculous, really ridiculous. So we are going to get that checked by August. So unless there's like a clear schedule, we can easily go in earlier. But um, right now it's just August 1st. So it's going to be a long journey. Anyways, I'm always like just you know impulsive. I really want to get this over with because like so much of money is being thrown at this. I don't even know how much the oral surgeon is going to cost. I don't know. That's the thing. Um, so what else can I talk about? Oh, okay. Let's talk about Monster Hunter because it's something I'm pretty interested in. So, the next Monster Hunter game is coming out, and I am aware that Capcom has been getting a bit woke. I am aware of that. But since Monster Hunter is the only series I've actually dived really deep into, it's a series that I've loved since a child. Um, I obviously, uh, I'm obviously hoping it wouldn't be that woke. I know there's going to be a lot of woke character options. That's going to really put me off the most. But um, from what I've seen with gameplay and trailers, they are really trying to make it like a proper hunting simulation, a proper hunting game, if you think about it, like a really good hunting game. So that's what I'm trying to hope they can accomplish because it's something I've been daydreaming for a while. What if they take Monster Hunter to the next step where the monsters are just doing their own thing and the hunter just comes in and can hunt a bunch of monsters and it changes certain monster movement, certain herd movement, you know. I'm glad that there's more detail to this. I know some people won't like that. They really just want to smash the monster's head and that's it. But this is what's this is what Monster Hunter was really trying to be from the old days. It was really trying to have this this realistic effect. And as the years proceeded, they had enough technology, proper technology to accomplish this. With Monster Hunter World, we had a mixed flavor of something new with something old, and now it's something completely different. Like it's Monster Hunter, but it feels different, and that's something pretty cool. Pretty cool. I really hope that the wokeness is something that you can stomach because a lot of games these days they just throw the wokeness everywhere. Okay, so we should. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if I skipped this. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we should view the culture war as more important than issues like huge economic inequality, high inflation, and massive unemployment. No, I would say it is something not more important than the economy, but it's something that can really change people's perception. The culture war. It is something that how do I put it properly? Um, it's the culture war that can actually um, change a lot of opinions on certain issues, how they look into certain things, and I would say that the economy is important, yes, and unemployment levels and stuff like that. But we have to also take in consideration that the culture has some influence for that. There's a reason why there's a lot more um, people in office that may believe in socialist policies or more radical ideas. And you also have a lot of the shows and movies and video games that would basically reflect this. They will preach this type of culture, creating more and more types of people like this. And that's just it. I think the culture war has some importance in focusing on the future and the present, but I wouldn't say it's like beyond the economy. I would say it's close. It's close to that level because we have never seen so much um, so much battle over something simple as movies and video games. You know, um, obviously propaganda has existed for such a long time, but now it really crossed the path where it's so in your face you can easily tell it's propaganda, but some people can't tell it's propaganda. And if you have like you could say if you have a more uh, how do I say it? I'm sorry if I'm not sounding so clear. I'm sorry. If we have more shows, more series that preach a lot of left-leaning stuff, there will be a lot of people that I'm assuming. Well, obviously, there have been some changes because of the new shows. A lot of people tend to be more left-leaning, and obviously, it won't affect everyone. A lot of people are still going to be having their own beliefs, but it does change something. It does add to something that can really change everything else. A domino effect. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, the economy is important, but the culture is close to that. It's close to that. It has some effect. Some effect. All right. So as I was saying, Monster Hunter. I'm somewhat looking forward for that game only. The funny thing is, I got the Xbox One just for Monster Hunter. Got my Nintendo Switch just for Monster Hunter. I don't like the fact um, that there aren't as many fun games to get. I know the Nintendo Switch has so many games, but for the modern consoles, I feel like they're mostly just focusing on woke nonsense. So it's like I'm not interested. I'm only interested in a few stuff. And if I get Monster Hunter, what other games can I get? What other types of games I can get? It has to be really important, and it has to be worth the money because games are like $70, and in my country, it's more expensive now. It's like 500 rands more or 600 rands more. It's just expensive. There's also digital versions of consoles, newer consoles that sound fun, cheaper. The problem is that um, what if they take away your library of games? That's the thing I worry about. What if they take away a lot of stuff? Like I have purchased stuff digitally because there have been certain specials that can be easily purchased, but at the same time, they can just easily stop your library. That's the thing I worry about the most. I know I would not mind getting an Xbox Series S. The problem is that how well will it run certain games? I know it's not as powerful as the Series X, so I might as well just save up for a Series X or something like that, or even a PS5. If only the games were just, good enough, you know, to justify the rest of the purchase. I know Monster Hunter is important to me, but what about the rest of the games? You know, that's a shame, really. Not every game is going to be for me, I know, but sometimes you have games that could be for you that just don't feel like they're for you anymore. And yeah, like the modern consoles are so expensive. I remember when the PlayStation 4 was really expensive, like 8K. I was like, oh my goodness, that expensive? Um, no, actually, it was 6K or 5K. I can't remember it, but it was around that price. And now the newer consoles are even more expensive. And I get it; it's important to have the new components. It makes sense, but come on, give me some games. There's no point in having a body with no organs. It doesn't make sense. So we need really good games. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't really know what else to say, but thank you. Bye. Oh, wait, one more comment. One more comment. Okay. So if we are able to create anti-woke media to counter woke media, okay, hold on. So if we're able to create anti-woke media to counter woke media, can we direct people towards proper economic policy like deregulation and privatization to encourage innovation in a free market? Yeah. Well, the thing is, anti-woke media is basically the opposite of woke media. I would like things that that aren't really antagonizing woke stuff, but it does its own thing. It has its own identity. Okay, for example, if you look at Mr. Bertram, Mr. Bertram is an anti-woke show. There's a lot of anti-woke jokes, a lot of jokes against wokeness, and um, that seems like its most main identity. I don't know what other jokes there are in that show, but it seems to be like an anti-woke show. I would like shows just to be like not really have so much like antagonizing opposition, but just go with its own themes as if it's normal. Like for example, for example, you could if you have a show about guns, someone who likes to collect guns. I don't know, some kind of show of someone who likes to collect guns. You don't have to have them debate anti-guns unless it's a political show. If it's a normal show about someone collecting guns, trying to buy the most expensive gun, that would be the norm. Like there's no debate about it. There's no need to have a debate about stuff like that. So if you have things that make everything seem sorry, if you have a show that makes your idea seems like the norm, I think it'll work out really well. I think it'll work out really well. And I do think there are times where you can have these political debates, like political shows. Like, um, for example, if you want to have a show that's more in depth with capitalism versus socialism or stuff like that, you can have it. Um, but I also believe that if you want to have your idea pushed, you have to really make sure your idea is king and not really push the other ideas down because it just seems like all you're doing is bashing it. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I need to really work on my sentences properly. And it can really change people's minds if you have stuff that seems wholesome enough. That's it. It can change people's minds, their perception on stuff. If a show that keeps only villainizes certain people constantly, people are going to get tired of it. And some people might believe it, some people might just listen to that stuff and think it's the best thing ever, to always be antagonistic of one group. But if your show is just about the thing that you just like only, and this, for example, as I said, with someone who likes guns, maybe you can have a show about someone who's trying to find some rare gun or something like that. And you don't have to have a debate about gun control or anything like that. The show can just be about the guy's obsession with guns, and it's not treated as something silly or ridiculous. It's treated as something normal. That's one way of putting it. Treat things as if it's normal. I think this is one way. Um, this is one way how certain people can really win the culture. Are you a capitalist? What are your okay? Okay. Um, what are your issues with socialism and communism in the way they distribute resources and structures an economy? Now, I'm not someone who is really strong on these things, on these like talking points on communism and socialism and capitalism. Um, I don't know all of it when it comes to communism, capitalism, and socialism. I don't know the history of all of this stuff. I don't know that like this really deep history. I remember yesterday watching a video on the Cold War, and I learned some stuff, but I don't know like the full depth of it. I know there's more depth to all of this stuff. The video I watched was basically a full summary, and it wasn't really an in-depth video. But yeah, I consider myself a capitalist. because I want to sell stuff. I have some ideas for cool products, and I have ideas for creating a business. When will I start the business? Don't even know. Don't even know. But I have to start a business. I want to start my own company. I need to be the boss of my company and uh, try my best to make as much money as I can. What will I do with all that money? Obviously, first things first is at least put something behind for the future for myself and family. And when it comes to the rest of it, I don't really know. I have to just keep putting it more in, into the company, like making sure I have the right equipment, the right, you could say the right employees. It goes, it goes to the right places, and whatever extra I have to possibly donate it. I would always like to donate stuff, but I have donated in the past, but I just wish I had more money to donate. I would like to donate stuff. So yeah, I think donating money is one way. Being charitable is one way of being good, a good capitalist. But I don't want to mention it that I'm donating to every single company or every single not company, every single charity. I don't want to mention it all the time when I donate, because then people will think I have so much money and stuff like that. So I will do it more silently. Silent donations work really well and can change a lot. And also just working with the culture war behind the scenes too, that can also work. That's something I was thinking about earlier. When you have a culture war going on, you want to participate. Okay, you have to work with it silently in some way. It's okay to be clamorous, but sometimes you got to be silent about it. You got to really be silent about it, and just make yourself like a normal human, more relatable. That's one way of selling your product. Anyways, that's it for the video. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, today is the inauguration of my president. Really fascinating stuff. Not really interested in watching the inauguration. I mean, it's the same president we've had previously, so it's no special thing. However, for many people, it is going to be such a special, spectacular day. It's going to be fun for many people. But for me, it's just a regular day, a regular Wednesday that seems like a Thursday. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. Okay, okay, one more comment. Okay, okay. Using socialism in a pejorative manner. Are you completely against government intervention in controlling the market and believe the industries and companies are capable of self-regulating? I would say, yeah, to some degree. To some degree. Um, Hold on. The comment keeps disappearing. Yeah, I can agree with the markets. I mean, not the markets. Yeah. Okay, sorry. The comment keeps disappearing. I'm trying to read it fully again just to understand it. YouTube keeps making the comment disappear. Yeah, I think I think government regulations at times will be a bit silly, you know. Sometimes won't have the people's best interest. I remember I remember back in which year was it? 2020. We had we had um, alcohol and cigarettes banned from stores. You were not allowed to sell it. Okay, this was a big thing, and I remember how my father stockpiled a bunch of cigarettes, and it was pretty expensive. Like he purchased from these these street vendors who were selling these cigarettes. I'm not sure if it was like a quality brand, but regardless, he just stockpiled them. And this was so out of nowhere because alcohol and cigarettes, I don't agree with stuff like that. I don't agree with drinking or smoking. I'm not someone big on drinking and smoking, but a lot of people do drink and smoke. And going after it, placing a ban on shops so they won't sell it, it really it really changed a lot of people's perspectives on the government. And not only that, but I would say I would say a lot of companies did lose a lot of money because they would gain a lot of money from cigarettes and alcohol, especially companies that sell alcohol. You know, like those companies got most affected. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye.